What's it like working a race weekend at Darlington as media? Come with me to find out. Saturday, I arrived at my home for the next 2 days at the Jim Hunter Media Center, and guys, the schedule was so back-to-back. Every weekend, NASCAR schedules drivers for one-on-one media availability that have big stories heading into the race, and because this was a last chance race of the regular season, there were a lot of drivers to get through. As we're getting interviews, Xfinity and Cup practice and qualifying is happening, so we really have to multitask. I caught up with Daniel Suarez. I'm glad he's okay after Daytona, and I caught the back half of Ty Gibbs' conversation with the media, where they ended by talking about his mullet and the movie premiere he attended, which was fun to say the least. Legitimately, from 9:30 a.m. to roughly 2 p.m. before pre-race festivities begin for Xfinity, this is what I was doing, interviewing and writing stories. Then I finally got to go outside to watch the start of the Xfinity Series race, and it was hot. Logano won the 15 car this weekend for AM Racing. I swear that car is cursed. Out of the race early, I watched it get wheeled back to the garage as I scoped out my surroundings. Then I ran out of water, so I had to go back to the media center to cool down for a bit while watching the race on the monitors. Then I braved the heat one last time to see Christopher Bell win the Xfinity Series race and watched as Sheldon Creed yet again missed out on the win. Talked to him after the race and he made some pretty interesting comments, obviously dejected but appreciate his time. Then I caught up with SVG after another top 10 run at an oval track, then headed back to the media center, wrote race recaps, got videos uploaded, and called it a day. Then we have Sunday. I had to dress for the iconic red and white Darlington colors. I had an added job that day too, doing a social media takeover for Racing America, so I quickly made my way to pit road to gather content as teams were setting up. I also pre-recorded some bite-sized stories, headed to the front stretch to record a video about drivers earning their Darlington stripes and the safer barriers. Then I headed through the tunnel into the fan zone to capture content with some of you all, which was so fun, before bolting back down to the garage area as drivers made their way into intros and Michael Jordan made his way to the track as well. The fire that went off during these driver intros was hot. Add in the 95-degree weather and it was tough. Before being paraded around the track, a lot of drivers stopped to sign autographs for fans. And here are some other driver intros that I think you'll be interested to listen to. Then we had the invocation and the anthem with a beautiful flyover, and we were ready to get rolling for the Southern 500. Dale Jarrett did an honorary pace lap in Cale Yarborough's 1978 Southern 500 winning car, which was so cool. And then the field went green for a short time until the caution came out. And at that point, I went back to the media center to eat. I was starving, so I got my plate of food, and I watched some of the race before heading back out to pit road for pit stops. And I'll do this every time a stage ends, typically, and stand by the pit boxes of storyline drivers to watch for mistakes, tire wear, and all those types of things. Later in the race, I made my way over to where Michael Jordan was, nervously watching as the 23 made a pit stop. The point situation was getting really close at this point in the race. And then we had 2 late race cautions. Look at me looking just completely on face by this, and Chase Briscoe wheeled his car to the front and kept it there, winning the Southern 500 and a spot in the playoffs. To be there by the crew to celebrate was unbelievable. The emotion knowing that SHR is shutting down at the end of the year and how much this win means to the team and to Chase was incredible. With the highest of highs, though, comes the lowest of lows. I caught up with the drivers that missed the mark, talked to Kyle Busch, and then Ross Chastain about their race and missing the playoffs. Then I caught up with Denny Hamlin, asking him about the competing emotions he's feeling as a team owner. They wrote some stories, listened to post-race press conferences, and recorded a podcast with Toby Christie. NASCAR gave us some cool swag for covering this iconic event, and I headed home and got there at 4 a.m. I was so freaking tired, but proud of the effort this weekend from the entire team at TobyChristie.com, Racing America, and of course, Above the Yellow Line. We got so much content this weekend. I met so many of you, so thank you so much for your support, and that's it for Darlington.